Hey guys, let's talk about the new Alpinist that Seiko has announced. They're not letting their iconic Alpinist line die or fall by the wayside. They're pumping new life into it. And the 11th of next month, so that's the 11th of January 2020, in Japan, we're getting 4 new color iterations released. So I'm going to drop some pictures in here and I want to talk about the new release with you guys. I'm pretty excited about it myself. I like the fact that Seiko is still keeping up this beloved line. It was always a good seller for them. And it was a bit surprising when they discontinued it last year. So let's run through these. We're getting the SBDC 087. That is the black dial on the stainless steel bracelet. We're getting the SBDC 089, which, guys, this is probably my favorite of the 4. I love the white dial, and it might be a little off-white. We'll see when more pictures are released. But it has the silver tone hands and a black leather strap. The 093 is a cream dial or kind of a champagne tone with the gold accents and a grayish green leather strap. The 091 is the classic green as we've come to love in the SARB 17. And I can't tell again if this is just the pictures, but the green appears to be a slightly darker hue of olive, but again, we'll see when more pictures and video are released. Now, being a watch idiot savant, emphasis on the idiot, I get to moan and groan about a new watch release or elements of a new watch release. On the whole, I'm very excited. Again, I'm hopeful. These pictures look really good. I like what I'm seeing, and I don't like certain things that I'm seeing. I'm sure a lot of you guys can relate to this. So let's talk about it in the comments section. I'd love to gauge your guys' reactions, but the major changes here, instead of just getting a normal buckle, we're getting a nice milled deployant clasp on the leather straps. I think that looks good. We're getting a sterile crown set, so no more signed crown, and there will be a cyclops on the sapphire crystal over the date to magnify it. Some guys I know hate cyclopses. Personally, I really like them. I like seeing a magnified date. I think it adds to the legibility personally, but I definitely can understand those of you that are not a fan of the Cyclops. But we are getting the Prospex PS here on the dial, or the X as it's known. I'm not the hugest fan of the Prospex logo. I do understand that Seiko is trying to define their sports line and their professional line and bring everything under a uniform branding here. So I get why they're doing it, and I will say that at least it looks aesthetically sharp. It's balanced. I think although I'd probably omit it personally if I was designing this watch, I get why it's on it, and I don't think it looks terrible. It's just not quite my preference. But we are getting the updated 6R35 movement, which you can see through an exhibition case back. Now here's where I get to moan and groan as a watch idiot savant. The one thing that bugs me about this new release is the fact that Seiko is putting text on the crystal on that exhibition case back. So it's partly obscuring this new 6R35 movement. I think that's a little silly, a little counterintuitive. Why change the stainless steel case back, which you can engrave text on, or stamp text in, or etch it in, to screen it on a crystal? So that's the one thing that bugs me personally. I'm not really big on the sign crown or the Prospex logo or I like the Cyclops, but man, that printing on the case back, that's the one thing that I will moan and groan about. But I think the big thing here is the price adjustment. These things are going to retail right at around 90,000 yen, which with today's exchange rates works out to be about $850. So that's a significant jump, even from last year's blue Alpinist that retailed at $600. And even about a year ago, you could find SARB 17s for $400 to $450. So that much of a price jump, I know some of you guys are not going to be happy about that, and you'll say that Seiko is making a shameless cash grab. You're done with the brand, you're offended, and I can understand it's a pretty significant price jump, but I will play devil's advocate here and say that Seiko really hasn't updated their SARB pricing in a long time. I think we've gotten used to 5-6-year-old pricing, and the fact that they are coming out with different dials, different straps, updates, a new movement. And it's pretty much time that Seiko did a market correction that will probably hold steady for the next 5 years or so. As a whole, the watch market is doing very well. Sales are up. We're getting a ton of new consumer options, not just in the Alpinist line, but across the different lineups from Seiko and from other brands as well. So when the economy's strong, when things are going well, I think it's just the natural course of progression here. So $850 or so, I can expect that to be what you pay when it first comes out next month. But I'm sure over the next year or two, as more permeate the market, more dealers get stock, maybe we'll see better discounts. And I can see the day here in the not too distant future when these things are trading for right around maybe $500 or $600 new. And I think that's still a pretty decent value proposition considering what we're getting from this brand. And guys, we are pretty weird as crazy watch nuts. We're gonna moan and groan about the silliest little things that a non-watch person does not understand and does not care about. In the end, we're still getting an awesome watch from one of the best companies out there, completely in-house, original design, in-house manufactured down to the luminescent formula, the oils and the movement. I mean, even the hairspring and mainspring. It's pretty sweet when you consider the thing as a whole. So I get the reaction will be mixed. There'll be those of you that hate this, those of you that love this. I'm hopeful. I'm looking forward to seeing this in person next month and reviewing it here on the channel, giving it a fair shake, and showing you guys the details, the macro, the natural light shots, and what this looks like on other strap options and bracelets. So I'm excited, but what do you guys think? Let's talk about it in the comment section. I'd love to get your take and your opinions. So for those interested, I will put my hookup here in the description, the place where I get Japanese domestic market watches. And that is from Kenta at japanonlinestore.com. For those interested, you can pre-order whichever one you're interested in. And so as soon as it's released in Japan on the 11th, he can ship to you wherever you are in the world. But just know you're going to be paying probably that full retail price in order to get one or be one of the first to get one. So anyways, guys, links in the description. Let's talk in the comment section. Thanks for watching.